Oh no! That can only mean one thing! No! 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 Ice Age is back! That's right! We all thought it would be dead since, Blue Sky Studios was shut down by Disney, but no. Sadly, no. Before I say anything else, obviously I think Blue Sky Studios shutting down is sad too. I think they made mostly decent movies, and the only one that reached levels of greatness to me personally was the Peanuts movie, while everything else is either decent or awful. I enjoyed Robots, Horror and Here's a Who, Rio, Ferdinand, and Spies in Disguise as horror movies that never reached levels of greatness, but they were part of my childhood. Well, except for the later half, when I was old enough to grow into these. But yes, these were a part of my childhood, as is with the case of the Ice Age movies. And yes, as much as I loved the characters as a kid, I always thought the first one was good, but never great. Not even as a kid, and I straight up never liked the sequels. I thought the second and third movies had their moments. The fourth film I actually like. I know, who only likes the first and the fourth film? But Ice Age Collision Course is honestly one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. Obviously, there are worse, and the animation isn't what was bad, but it is one of the worst written animated movies I remember from not laughing once, or how much I rolled my eyes. But I was a little happy because when I watched it, I thought from all the stupid advertising of "Kiss Your Ice Goodbye," it might finally be the last of this franchise that went on for way too long. Well, I do remember actually looking up some of Blue Sky's projects when they shut down, and one of them being this movie. And while I think a spin-off could work, I thought it was canned, and I was glad the Ice Age was over. Rest in peace, Blue Sky Studios. You're an important part of animation history, but you're terrible at sequels. You made Rio 2, okay? You're not perfect. But Disney Plus, I honestly think out of pity, allows this to still exist. And doing research, this was secondly going to be a TV show. And honestly, I think making a TV show made more sense. I mean, they could just make scratch shorts, the only consistently funny thing in these movies. But he's not here. Buck Wild is! Yay, I guess. I mean, it could work, but get this. It's not actually the adventures of Buck Wild. No, it's about the possums. I have no idea what the Ice Age fan base is, but whose favorite characters are the possums? They were always my least favorite character in terms of being, not funny. While Simon Pegg returns to voice Buck Wild from the third and fifth film, Josh Peck and Sean William Scott don't return, and I don't know why they couldn't get Josh Peck. I mean, I know it's different levels of studios, but he just did a Disney Plus series, and how do you get Simon Pegg, not Josh Peck? There are other returning characters, but Simon Pegg is the only returning voice actor, and I'll get more into my thoughts later, but I should probably wrap up the backstory of this film. So yeah, pretty much I think after killing Blue Sky Studios, I think they let this still exist out of pity, because I know I don't speak for everyone, but I think we all would have been better without another Ice Age movie. From the trailer, I thought this looked lame, ugly, cheap, and mostly pointless, and if they were gonna sweep this under the rug, that would be one thing. Well, I saw ads for this constantly, so they did want people to see it, I guess. It's a Disney Plus movie, and I still have no idea if Disney Plus original movies are the same as Disney Channel movies or a Netflix original film. Directed by John C. Duncan and written by Jim Heck, William Schriffen, and Ray De Laurentiis, here goes the dawn of another Ice Age movie. So going back to what I said, this isn't actually about Buck Wild, despite being the title character. No, he isn't the main character. The possums Crash and Eddie are. They're voiced by Vincent Tonga and Aaron Harris. I'll give the movie this. It kinda works as a spin-off since it opens with a recap of the other movies. I guess those who are not familiar can catch up, albeit some characters are missing. I hate this movie. It ruined the continuity of Ice Age. Some characters are back. The main three from the first film with new voice actors. The Man of Manny, voiced by Sean Kenyon. Saber-Tooth Tiger Diego, voiced by Skylar Stone. And Santa Sloth, voiced by Jake Reed, who are joined by later characters. His wife Ellie, voiced by Dominique Jennings, and the Possums, who are her adopted brothers. They actually show a flashback how Ellie was found by the Possums, and when it tries to end with me feeling sad, I couldn't care less. Anyways, there's a story, right? Crash and Eddie Joy making trouble are often yelled at by many for being reckless and dangerous, while Ellie always defends them, which they're told without Ellie they would be dead by now, so they decide to disprove it. They run away one night to prove they have what it takes on their own and stumble upon the Lost World again by accident, which was introduced in the third film, which is a place filled with forests, dinosaurs, and danger around every corner. And luckily, they're picked up and helped by Buck Wild, their friend who's a daring adventurer who they wish to be like. Unfortunately, they came at a bad time since Buck Wild is trying to save the Lost World from an intelligent dinosaur named Orson, voiced by Karsh and Buckhart, who wants to rule the Lost World, as Buck Wild teams up with his old friend Z, voiced by Justina Machado, a Zorilla who is more of the brains in the adventuring department. Eddie and Crash must learn how to become heroes to help them save the Lost World. I mean, it's possible for this to work, but going in with low expectations, I thought it would be worse, since it's only bad, but I thought this would just be, really horrible. I don't know if I have much to say. It's not offensive. I had a few chuckles. It's better than Ice Age Collision Course, so I guess this is a step up. And it's only 82 minutes long, so it doesn't feel poorly paced or too long. But that doesn't make this good. It's not cringeworthy awful. It's not horrendously bad. It's just boring. I mean, this is made for kids, and I can see kids enjoying this. But man, this is part of Disney Plus, and I'm pretty sure there are better options. I mean, the animation is better than I thought it would be from the trailer, which isn't as good as the theatrical movies, but it doesn't look bad here. It just looks like a downgrade, but nothing's ugly to look at, so good for it. But, what about the story? Look, obviously the story for this doesn't have to be fantastic, but I couldn't care even a little, because the main characters are the possums. They're annoying and not funny, and I can't tell the difference between the two. They look the same, sound the same. It doesn't matter which one says what line. They're the same character, and it's still unfunny and annoying. I mean, this isn't a great premise, but maybe if it were just Buck Wild and we only have new characters, maybe. But no, we're stuck with these two most of the film, and it sadly ruins most of the movie. At least it's straightforward. There are no twists, no one lies to each other, and again, the pacing isn't an issue since it's short and it doesn't feel like it's wasting my time. It feels like my fault for wasting my own time watching it. It's just not funny. I did have a few laughs, to be honest, but by the time I'm writing this, I already forgot what jokes I did laugh at, and this movie is as generic and forgettable as you would presume it be. The dialogue is terrible, they actually compare Buck and Z to superheroes, which made me easily roll my eyes, and the story is predictable from beginning to end. I knew exactly where it was going. The voice acting is fine. I mean, Simon Pegg does a good job where I think if you didn't know it was Simon Pegg beforehand, you might be surprised. And everyone else does a good job, at least, being the new voices of these characters. Except for the guy who voiced Sid, though. No, he's excruciating to listen to. And the voices of Crash and Eddie, they are still annoying, because they are annoying characters that by the end, I wasn't even sure if they improved or not. Nothing feels accomplished. Nothing feels changed. This is still a stupid and boring kids movie. I don't know what else to say. Picking certain scenes to talk about is pointless. This movie is boring and far from entertaining. I guess as a Disney Plus movie you get for free, it does no harm. Albeit there are painful rap songs to listen to, so, it does some harm, I guess. And if there's anything I can praise this movie for, is two things. One, I learned what a Zorilla is. And two, actually, I got nothing. Not the worst, and it's not hard to watch. It's not horrendously bad. It's just lame and boring, and has no reason to exist when this franchise's time is over. Rest in peace, Blue Sky Studios. The only good thing to come from the death is that we will probably have no more Ice Age movies. I give the Ice Age Avengers of Buck Wild a 4 out of 10.